A record label without artists, without studios, without tour buses is just an AI generated music, avatars, and algorithms. From San Francisco to Seoul, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, new AI labels are launching, signing virtual acts, and betting billions upon billions on music made by machines. So, what we're going to do is pull back the curtain on this wave of AI record labels, who's behind them, how they work, and what it means for real musicians in the future of music. All right, so let's orient ourselves, if I'm saying that correctly as well. You know, we all are improving around here. For decades, record labels have signed human artists. All right, that's the thing. Connection, right? Raw talent, development, promo, and tour support, right? Now companies like Higgsfield Records, and this is actually mentioned on Rolling Stone, right? So I'm gonna provide you guys the sources, right? So founded by former Snap generative AI led Alex Masharabov, the imprint sits under Higgsfield AI. New to me, never heard of it. We're gonna tap into it a little bit, but I'm gonna give you guys the source so you guys can go back to it. Okay, so basically calling themselves the world's first AI record label. They've launched virtual acts as well, and they've said you don't need talent anymore. Your face is enough. Now, I can say in so many instances, Instagram has proved this as far as, influencers go. Because being an influencer, you have to be virtual, right? But there's always that thing to where people want to connect with someone physical, right? They want to be able to connect with these people physically. So then as we go on, we've talked about FM Meka also. He's an AI powered rapper who was signed by a major record label. And, controversy transpired with that record label and all of that information. This can also be found on Pitchfork, among many other sources. This is what he looks like. So, of course, I'm going to provide that information for you guys as well. So, he's also basically a face or a proof that virtual artists are now being, relied on, right? And big names in the business are launching AI label divisions. So, just to give an example with context, and we talked about this as well, Timbaland started an AI music label called Stage Zero. Now, I can't say that is new to me, but what's not new to me is the artist that he's created called TaTa. This information you can also find on Big Sirens, as well as many other. This information is everywhere, guys. It's absolutely everywhere. Just have to be, a little careful with the sources that you choose to, go behind, because some could just be hypotheticals or, artificial. You get what I'm saying? Artificial AI. It's crazy. Anyways, so we're not talking about one weird experiment anymore. This is becoming an industry trend. And at some point, because it's becoming a trend, it will no longer be considered weird, right? So as we, dive deeper into this, after we listed all the things that are transpiring today, how do these labels actually operate? So I broke it down for you guys to where we can kind of go through it a little bit. Virtual artist creation, that's your avatars, voice models, AI generated identity. We have song generation, which is using AI to write lyrics, melodies, production at scale. Okay? Publishing and streaming. You're uploading to platforms, accumulate plays, and data monetize, right? That's pretty much what everybody is doing. Then you have brand and IP ownership. Label owns artist persona, likeness, data, and monetization. What this does is take away humans signing to 360 deals. This is why humans becoming independent is becoming a trend, because this is what labels want to do. They want to own your persona. They want to own your likeness. And that's kind of like slavery. You get what I'm saying? Once you own somebody, this is why younger people get signed instead of older people, right? Because you're investing in the longevity of a human being. I get it to an extent because it's an investment, right? Anyways, we won't spend too long on that. Last but not least, minimal human cost, which is kind of ties into what I was just saying. No tour support, minimal staff, fewer unpredictable variables. This is what a lot of people are kind of worried about, right? Minimal staff. Let's stand on that for a second, okay? Basically, people are losing their jobs because of AI. This is why I always say, no matter how scared you are to utilize it, it's new. You kind of you don't really care for it too much. But when people get to losing their jobs, what you want to do is hop in front of the reason that they're losing them. So the more that you learn about AI, the more that you learn how to efficiently use it, they're going to need you at the end of the day, right? So at the end of the day, we input what AI puts back out. So the more we learn how to utilize our brains to input into AI, we'll be fine. You get what I'm saying? Of course, I can't guarantee anything, but this is my thought process. Okay? So, for example, right? And I'll provide this source for you guys. I did not pull it up like I was supposed to. But Higgsfield model claims the AI handles vocals, choreography, this is insane, styling, and marketing, right? So we already know AI can do vocals, and they probably could do styling and marketing, right? But choreography, that's different for me. So we definitely gonna have to check out Higgsfield, okay? So look out for that. And algorithms are being used in A&R discussions, labeling, scouting, and virtual acts. That's on a source that I'm gonna provide you guys as well. Now, I can see that I can see. The result ends up going down to infinite output, lower costs, and maximum control. Maximum control is pretty much what these labels are longing for, right? Because so many people, Frank Ocean may be one of them. I can't think of another artist, but I think Frank Ocean is one of them. I believe so. I could be wrong, but anyways, many artists are figuring out ways to get out of their contracts, which is causing labels to lose money. Many artists are getting ahead of the game, knowing how labels work, which is causing labels to not be able to, I can't even think of the word right now, but I know somebody out there knows what I'm trying to say. Okay, so why are labels so into this? Why are labels so into signing virtual acts, they say? Okay, here are 3 big reasons. Cost efficiency. We've talked about that, so to say, right? Scaling music becomes cheaper when you remove most human overhead. We all know that, guy. If you run a business, right? We all know that. So as artists, sometimes we have to kind of remove our artistry and creativity to understand the business side of it. Then we'll be able to kind of understand how labels operate, right? Number 2, you have control. The label owns, like we said before, the AI persona, voice, and IP, which leads to fewer splits and fewer renegotiations. Labels want to do what labels want to do. Negotiating is not one of them. You get what I'm saying? Then you have number 3, data and replication. cloning at its finest, right? AI can generate hundreds of versions, test what works algorithmically. Guys, these words are killing you, girl, okay? Then push winners, okay? So that's it, guys. Those are the three things: cost efficiency, control, data, and replication. That's why labels are so into virtual acts, okay? So even as we further go into that, streaming platforms are under pressure to feed the algorithm, right? And we're going to get into what Spotify is doing on another video soon, so look out for that, okay? More songs equals more chances for hits and virtual acts to deliver volume, okay? But there's a catch. What does this mean for human creators? This is what we're getting into what we're concerned about as a generation. I mean, because it's changing right before our eyes, guys. Here's where this thing or these things get real. If labels shift significant budgets into AI acts, human compensation and visibility may shrink. Do we want that? Is that what we want? Do we want to not be able to go see these people in real life, right? Artists like Kehlani and Nick Cave, they argue AI risks cheapening the craft, disconnecting emotion from output. Even real musicians who use AI tools. You're talking about Wiz Khalifa. I'm sorry, not Wiz Khalifa. Where'd that come from? Timbaland is one of them because he mentioned, we should know that this is an AI song. will.i.am, that's the name I was thinking of. will.i.am is one of them. He's trying to help put policies into place as far as, protecting the creativity goes, So if they're asking this, right? If a label can sign an AI avatar for less, will they still invest into human artists? Now, I think if we look at what's transpiring right now and we look into what the future can look like, guys, the question is no. If they can truly make this a real thing, successful, that's the word I'm looking for. If they can truly make this successful by signing AI avatars, there will no longer be labels investing into human artists. This is just how I see it, guys, which is why human artists, need to invest in AI. The more that Emoji Hen, right? I want to say British artist who has an AI twin, right? When we think about this thing, when we think about what she has done, this is what every artist should do in order to stay ahead of the game, right? So anyways, moreover, streaming platforms are flagging AI generated tracks due to fraud and saturation. And I'm going to provide you guys the source to this, okay? So for example, Deezer, we gonna create something on that too. Deezer is now labeling AI music to fight bots and protect artists. I think that's dope. I think that's absolutely dope because that kind of ties into policies and putting stuff in place, right? What I was saying that will.i.am is trying to do. So nothing more, excuse my alarm. So nothing more is guaranteed. The challenge for human artists becomes how to stay authentic and relevant when the machine is working 24/7. All right? So let's talk about the problems, okay? Or matter of fact, you know what I'm going to do, guys? We're going to make this a part 2 video. I'm going to go and we're going to pause it right here and I'm going to go into a part 2. So stay tuned for how I'm going to wrap this up, okay? just stay tuned. We're going to get into it a little bit more. I'm going to even give y'all a quick recap before I even get into the part 2 version. So what I want y'all to do is, one, so you can know when the next video is coming, make sure you hit that notification bell, okay? 2, subscribe, so you can so you can see everything that I have transpiring. Like, so more people can see this, okay? And then comment so we can talk about, this label signing AI artist thing, okay? So like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. And I will see you guys at the next one. Make sure you stop searching, start getting ahead of the whole thing, okay? And I will catch you guys at the next one.